Hey lovelies, if you didn't know, I've entered into Travelling Man UK's Suns Out Guns Out 2025 challenge. I did upload an uncut video of the unboxing, alongside a shorts version which I also uploaded as a reel. So if you're interested, go check out that. Otherwise, let's get on with the build. This is my 12th ever model build, and it came with no instructions. Wish me luck. Okay, so I have built 11 models, and they all had instructions. This will be model 12, and it doesn't have instructions. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be like self-explanatory, but I'm a little bit anxious about it. So, my game plan is always to dry fit everything first, see that it fits, and then go from there. Should probably have stopped to watch a tutorial on how to assemble. I don't need that head, I want the hair head. Yeah, the hair head. And I think everything else goes on after the fact. Yeah, so what is that? Okay, so this bit has still got a bit of a sprue on it. So let's clean that up to start with. In fact, so hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing on the very small tiny things. So this is obviously an arm. I'm not going to sand it too much, but I could do with getting some new sanding sticks out. So this arm is obviously this arm, and I think it gets fit after we put these bits together. So I am right, so yep, and then that goes in. No, it's that arm. Okay, I think. Yeah, anyway, right, okay, so there's some bits on here. So let's snip at those. So this is, as I said, like my 12th experience with building models. And I actually really, I sat down and built 10 of my Group Report orcs. And I really enjoyed doing it. And I was literally just sat here the whole time going, I really like this. I really like this. I'm having a good time. I really like this. This is so much fun. So, not having the instructions is a little bit anxiety inducing. Not gonna lie, but I think we are doing okay. So, another little sprue connector there. And yes, I'm just going to talk randomly. So if you see that my wire cutters are like janky AF because the dogs got them and chomped at them and chewed them, and they are actually rusty as well, which I'm not too impressed about. But my home suffers from damp and mold issues, so it's hardly surprising. But they are like the best tools that I have found in snippers, and I've bought so many snippers over the years because I used to have a jewelry business where I made and sold jewelry. And
having a good pair of snips that does really well on metal is like a very big bonusy key thing. These ones are Xeron. I'll put a link in the thingy below so you can grab yourself some if you want them. But they are brilliant, and they're like proper flush cut as well, and they just cut so nicely like butter. Even though mine are rusted and eaten, they are really, really good, and I would recommend them to anybody who's thinking of getting some or looking for some new snips. Right, okay, so there's another arm there, which also needs a bit of a clippy. There we go. Go. Right, so, and then legs, because she got legs for days. Yep, that's where my ADHD brain went. She got legs for days. Not mad. And this little craft knife thing, I'll link it if you want, but it is just a cheap little set that I picked up on Amazon that's just done me really well. I really like it because it's got like a really small blade on it. So I may have only built very few models, 12, and I may have painted very few models. There'll be 18, so I've done 17, and to be honest, the last 11 are not yet finished. But I do have a background in arts and crafts and crafting like paper stuff and art of boxes and planner stuff and stuff. And then, like I say, I had a jewelry making business where I made jewelry. So I'm not completely in the dark at what I'm doing. And I've watched a lot of videos before deciding to get into the hobby, and when getting back into the hobby, because I took some time out, shall we say. I think that's right. So I have some idea of what I'm doing. Okay, the little Jetty backpack. I think that's supposed to be off. I might have cut that a bit too close to the wire, as they say. Let's just round that out. Yeah, not mad at that. Right. Okay, so, and then we've got the gun. Is there anything on the gun? She's got a hand. There's 2 sprues on the gun as well. But they are really nicely cut out from the sprue thing. So the people at Travelling Man UK did do like a really good job on that. And it also helps me to see like what bits are supposed to be sanded and cleaned up and filled in and such. So I'm thinking that's everything. Oh, I've got to do the head. The head, guys. Right, so I'm going to assume that the ball bit is the bit where the neck is, and that's an extra bit. And I'm just gonna, yeah. So I've got a spare head because I'm not going to do the helmet, and I'm gonna. Oh no, I'm gonna put these bits back in here, and we will do a final cleanup once it is built. So dry fit in time. Let's see, like I know what I'm doing. That looks pretty self-explanatory. That goes to there, that goes to there. And I probably use far too much Tamiya, and so feel free to come for me for that, but I don't care. So I'm just using the Tamiya extra thin cement, and I didn't bring the sprue glue with me, but that's fine. I don't know if we'll need it. Okay, because she's, I'm assuming it's this bit we glue. I might over glue some bits because I'm not sure if we do or don't glue them, because I've never built a sister before and this came with 0 instructions. And yes, I absolutely should have looked it up. But I like to put stuff on both sides, then it's together and we can come back. Right, dry fit, press them together. It wet fit even, press them together. Yeah, I might have gone a bit ham-happy on putting it where it doesn't need to go. And I'm assuming that we do this bit first, and there'll be someone screaming at me going, no, you should have done the legs first, but I'm not entirely sure where they go yet. So let's just give that a few seconds. I think that's gone together really quite nicely. Alright, so, and then I do like to go just along the outsides with making sure that they are together. Like I told you, I go ham-happy with the glue part. Okay, so this is a new to me thing. Not really done. I've done it on like 3 things. Yeah. And honestly, it was alright. But, so I'm hoping, living in hope, that I need to get myself some greens, some like liquid green stuff, I think. Maybe that will work better. Actually, that's not gone on too badly. It's always a hair, no matter where you are in this house, there's little hairs. It's what happens, I suppose, when you've got 6 dogs and a cat. But, I'd say it's an occupational hazard, but that's not right. I don't know what you'd call it. A domestic hazard? No. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Domestic hazard. So I'm just basically using my sprue to try not to hide bits of the detail, because there is some ruching details at the sides, but just to hide those model lines, because I don't really like them. I do feel on the shoulder that they'd be a little bit more natural, and I'm fighting the urge to just dress this up and make it like, I've been watching loads of stuff on grimdark tutorials and grimdark stuff, and I do have a collaboration with Chicken's Tabletop Crafting coming up. I need to fix my 3D printer first, because I know what models I want to paint, and then I'm going to do that on camera, and then he's gonna what is this? So I'm going to send it to Thomas, and then Thomas is going to send it back to me after he's done the diorama part, but he's going to include an enemy model that Freddy from A Tale of Grimdark did. So it's going to be an awesome collaboration between A Tale of Grimdark, Chicken's Tabletop Crafting, and myself, awitchesminis. And a lot of that will be on individual channels, so when that actually comes out, I will put the links in the thingies below and all over the place, so you guys can all watch it, and hopefully it'll all come together and be really exciting. So I'm dead excited for it. But part of that is doing very small 28mm models and grimdark style. I'm up for the challenge. I'm very excited for the challenge. Okay. I'm kind of annoyed that the sides have come out so well, because you're not going to see them for the arms. But, right, speaking of arms, we should probably leave that for a minute to set up. Right, now onto the arms. I mean, the arms should be the easy bit, because, well, I just mean like easier than the legs bit. Okay, so it looks like one arm goes in there because she has a sleeve, and that makes utter sense. The other arm goes in the other side like that because she has a sleeve, and that makes utter sense. And there's also a little bit where it obviously goes, and then we'll deal with the gun. Right, okay, so I know what I think I know what I'm doing. Have you ever seen somebody make such a meal out of putting like 8 bits of plastic together? Actually, I don't think I'm doing too badly. Yeah. I do want to put a bit more glue in there and cry about it when I've done too much later. Okay, I think, yeah. See what I like about this? The way that it dries clear, I don't feel like I'm panicking too much if I do too much glue, or something slightly wrong. I feel like it's fixable. Right. When something dry fits together well, but then doesn't go together well when it's wet, I hate that. So let's make sure that her arm is in the armhole. I feel like this is not right now. We should have stopped to see how the gun goes together, and we should put the gun on first. I'm going to put that to the side. Fee doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't know what she's doing, guys. She hasn't got a telly. Right, so this bit clearly goes onto this bit. Am I doing the wrong arm? Is that part of the problem? She's doing the wrong arm. Nope. Nope. She was doing the right arm. It just doesn't feel like it's meant to. No, yeah, that's the wrong arm. Yeah, 100% the problem was I was trying to glue the wrong arm in. But you all saw that, didn't you? You were always like, yeah, look what you're doing. You are messing us up because you're on camera. Haha, you don't know what you're doing. I don't get that. Don't pick on me. Okay, this just does not want to glue. And part of me is thinking, do I glue the arm after? Glue the gun. Do I glue the gun after I've done the painting? So it's easier to paint. I will dry fit it and see, but I'm thinking that might be a thing that we do. Right, okay. I really missed the mark on gluing this arm on here. There is such a huge gap that I don't think... No, you did not just do that. I can't believe that is like even a thing, because I was so busy thinking about other stuff that okay, and I've got tissue in there. How to go wrong in so many ways in as many minutes. Okay. Okay, it's a new way of adding texture, I suppose. I did not wipe that properly, and then I got stuff that I didn't want to get in places that I didn't want to get it, and I don't know what's going on with this, because this arm just... At least I get like a do-over on the arm, I suppose. And I'm hoping I'm doing the right arm. Okay. That's way better. Like, way better. Right, I'm going to hold that in there. So, that was a panic and a half. Like, pretending that I know what I'm doing. Should have watched a tutorial. Shouldn't be trying to film this. But it's coming together a lot better now. It's a bit awkward when I've got nothing to say and I need to hold the glue in place. I might just speed up these bits. Okay, right. So that's kind of gone in quite well. And because of our happy accident, actually, it's gone in really well. Because of our accident, it made a happy accident. Bob brush, yeah. So this literally goes there. Okay, so now I am torn between... Oh, it's alright. It's alright if it has a join line, because it's where her what are they called? Gauntlet? Is that? Yeah, the glove. basically goes on the arm. So if there is a join there because I do it after the fact, I don't think that'd be too bad. And I am having a hard time getting this to stay in place and be right. So I might have to just pop it down and then come back to that in a little while. Okay, so I'm hoping while that's setting up I can glue in the other arm. And I haven't fully decided yet if we are or we aren't doing, I didn't dry put this, if we are or we aren't doing the gun before or after. And these tweezers are just super cheap tweezers from no, we're not going to do the tweezers. It's just fiddly to get it in. And I'm trying not to get my big fat head in on the screen into the camera. And I'm very well aware that there's more bloody hairs going on around here. I think that's right. I think it goes there. We'll find out. We will find out when the gun doesn't fit because I've glued it wrong. But so far, I don't think I'm doing too bad. The gut rippers went together way easier than this. But that's probably because I wasn't on camera and like being self-conscious. Right, it's clear that it goes there because you don't have a seam line on your dress, on the shoulder dress, but also it's clear that it goes in that hole there. So it can't be both. It does not fit for both. And it must do because that's the design. And yeah, I'm just making a complete mess of this now. So I'm just going to glue it and do it, and it'll be right or it won't. So I'm just going to hold it here and hope that I'm doing it in the right place. I did have that with what my orc shaman, can't remember his name, and he had a part where I was trying to glue the daggery thing. It was like a dagger and a coin purse, I think it was, something like that, or a mystic pouch, and I was trying to glue the two together onto the model, but it wasn't really clear on the instructions, and it was the first ever model that I built. So I was like, does it go here? Does it not go here? Does it where? And I had to figure it out based on what other people had built as to whereabouts it actually goes, and I'm still not entirely sure if I put it in the right place. But it looks okay, and it works, and the cloaky capey poncho-y thing went on no bother, so I think it's alright where it is. Looks good anyway. If I think about it, I'll show you what I mean. Covered in more hair and more fluff. Right, okay, so I think we just put a little bit of that there, and a little bit up there, and there. It'll be okay. And I definitely want to not have a repeat of last time, so make sure the sprue glue is off of the plasticky bit, not just the bristly bits. I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to do that there. Way too much. Okay. Trying to fix as I go, like I know what I'm doing. Let's put the lids on because I am notorious for spillings. And then it's a case of legs back. Head's pretty self-explanatory, but does it go on before or after the pack? I imagine it goes on before you put the pack. So let's do the head. I don't know why I timed this bottle up as well. So I'm assuming we just stick a generous amount in there. I did not dry fit it. Why am I doing this? I know this. This is the basics. Okay, yeah, that's worked out really quite well. And then of course you can have the heads not looking straight forward, so it's like a bit more natural. I'm gonna have a looking over that way. Not that you can see what I'm talking about or what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna leave that, and then I'm happy with that bit. Okay. And then let's see, where do the legs go? Do the legs have a specific way that they fit in? Do the legs fit to each other and then go in? Is that something we do? That looks like that makes sense, because it looks like a ball and socket situation at the top, where you stick them together and then just stick them up the skirt. Is that what we do? Stick them together and stick them together. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. It's guessing. That's a guess, but it makes the most sense looking at it. Do you know, I really hate jigsaws. Like, it's like the number one. I just can't we, like, as a kid, it wasn't that I was bad at them or anything. I just don't have the patience to sit and faff with tiny little pieces of things. So yeah, and then I started doing jewelry, and then now I'm doing this, which, to be honest, feels a lot different to jigsaws, but still made me think of them. And I don't know if I'm gluing these right or not, but we're just going to glue and do, see what happens. I don't think I can do any better than glue and do. Glue and do. Okay. It will fit up in that. Yeah, that's 100% what we do. Happy days, I figured that out. Okay, so we are now left with 4 pieces. So we need to put the legs in once they're set up. We need to put the gun on. I think I'm going to do it that way. No, I'm going to paint it first and then put the gun on. But I think I'll definitely put the pack on first. And she's got a nice little thing where that fits together. So that's really good. Coming together. I'm not going to put it on the base. So I'm going to use this time to talk about some stuff. Okay. I want to say not sponsored, but I am an affiliate of PK Pro. So technically I'm sponsored, but not. But I am. But I'll mark this video as sponsored. So I've been told by the CEO of PK Pro, Felix, and the CEO of Kraut-Tac, Tobias, that you can actually use the Kraut-Tac to put it on like a base, or just put them down on your mat or wherever on a clean space. Let it set up, and you can use that like better than blue tack. It holds while you prime your minis, airbrush your minis, paint your minis, build your minis. You can hold bits on, so like I can put the gun in place. You are literally going to get yourself a clean base with nothing on it. The Kraut-Tac, you're going to put a layer of Kraut-Tac down. I'm going to hold it like that. And then you're going to leave it for like an hour to 2 hours. And then you get something like this, which is incredibly sticky, incredibly tacky. And they will stay like that until you set them. And the bottle says that you can set them up with like a watered down wood glue or PVA glue, or a varnish of any kind, or you can maybe use the Kraut Fixer, maybe. But the Fixer is not a fixative for this. It's a different product for like literally fixing things in place. So yeah, so I've got these, and I did a little bit over on my here, and it's reusable, so you can reuse it multiple times over. for a dozen or so goes. So I'm excited for that. And I'm going to use some of this to hold this in place. But first I'm going to glue the legs in. And I think we just go ham with like putting glue on the top of the legs where I think anything connects. I don't think you could do it on the side of the legs. I think you do it on like the flat bits, the bum and the flat bits, and the top bits, and maybe this side of the, no, yeah, because the side of the leg on this side is flat. So let's glue and do. Okay, that's exactly where that goes there. So let's hold that. So I'm really excited how this is actually coming together. It's coming together a lot better. I was very anxious, I'm not gonna lie. I was very anxious about this, and now I'm really excited because I actually do really want to get my sisters and do the whole homebrew thing that I'm planning. I may need to get my painting skills up first, but I feel a lot more confident about building them because that was one of my concerns, was like building small things. But yeah, I'm really, really excited, and I've got a spare head. Who says that? So yeah, that seems like it's setting up nicely. And then I'm going to fit the pack, and then I'm going to show you. So let's dry fit the pack first, which is no longer in that tub, it's now on my desk. Okay, so the pack seems to be like a push fit situation, so we glue and do push fit situation. So I'm going to put some glue into there. I'm going to put a tiny amount around there just to make sure that we have the connection points bonded. And then we get a push fit situation. This is coming together. I'm just so happy with this. I'm really happy that I got a sister. Just really happy. I am very anxious how I'm going to paint skin with the colours that I've got. Okay. I think that's good. Right, okay, so first things first. We have this, which is my handle from Red Grass Games. It's not my favourite thing. Like, to be honest, I don't really use it that much. But for what I want to show you, I have put 2 dollops of the Kraut-Tac, waited 2 hours, and now I can put her on there, push her in, and she ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. So yeah, so she's on there now. So now we can paint her on there if we want to, or we can rock her slightly, take her off, and we can put her on one of these bases. So we can hold her on there while we paint. And again, she is not coming off. You really have to wiggle them to get them off, and there's a good like feeling of like detachment. So you can also take like a little bit of this how well you can see that film is coming off, and it's very much like those glue dots that you get like in magazines holding perfume samples in. Oh, it's so sticky. And you can make where is it? So theoretically you can make attachment points for weapons and stuff, so you can hold them on without gluing them on like that. See, I hope. And then the other hand goes in that bit there, so we can put, and this is probably going to be way too much sticky adhesive thing, but that gun's on there now, and we can now paint that gun. And yes, it's a little bit wobbly, but it's on there, it's held on there, it's held in place, so we can see what that's going to look like with the gun. And I think that's really cool. And then, like I said, we can sticker on here while we paint her, and that's just a really awesome hack. So thank you so much to Tobias from Kraut-Tac for giving me that hack. Absolutely love that hack. It's worked so well with my gut repairs, and I imagine it'll work well with every model thereafter. So if you don't buy this for basing, which you should buy it for basing, but if you don't buy it for basing, just buy it for holding your models in place while you paint. It's awesome. It's reusable and it's biodegradable. So over time, it will be, it's chemical free. It's really like environment conscious because Tobias, who designed this, is a biochemist. And part of being a biochemist is wanting all of the products that he makes and sells for Kraut-Tac Scenics to be exactly that, like non-toxic and really good, as good as they can be, despite still being a craft product. So maybe that's giving you a little tip that you didn't know.
I hope this video was as fun for you to watch as it was for me to make. There's definitely a lot of trials and tribulations, and all in all, it took me probably about 50 minutes because those arms just did not want to go on. There was multiple fails, and I had zero instructions, kind of nervous. Never really done a video like this either before, quite enjoyed that. Be sure to follow me so you get to see me build more, paint more in the future, and also this journey into doing Travelling Man UK's Suns Out Guns Out July 2025 challenge. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!